community buzz and Fit itself. Your life, your music.
For all your new construction and remodeling needs, come to Gillings and Things Hardware Store. Located in Danieltown, Falmouth, Trelawney, Gillings and Things Hardware offers the best prices in building materials. So call us today at 876-345-5156. That's 876-345-5156. Or email us at mozyg@yahoo.com. We deliver. Gillings and Things Hardware Store. You name it, we have it.
Another banger, baby, calm down, calm down. Yo, this your body.
Fit mind, fit body, fit community, fit world. This is Imara, the musical revolutionary on the community buzz on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music.
For God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body in the service of my fellow citizens. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race.
Struggle goes on. We are the builders of the pyramids. We are the builders of the stone cities of Zimbabwe. We build them White House. We build them factories. With blood, with sweat, with tears. With flesh, with bones. Them use build them economy. Now them want to con you and me with them science and them technology. We make them take with knowledge. Now them are deafly. Them are blindly. We walk, we are ride, we are drive, we are fly. Nah look, nah see. Eyes focus on the screen of an iPhone, Galaxy, tablet, Blackberry. Wake up, look. You know, sister, them are very weak. Ancestors crying out. Them are weak, you see, we heading back to digital technology. The rich take them session, call it recession. The world in depression. Legal jobs and alcohol on the rise in their interests. Marginalize, make fools seem wise. We are dealing with lies, prostituting our sons, doctors, and wives. Marcus did rise, Sam Sharp did rise, Bogle did rise, Taki did rise, Queen and Zinga did rise, Harriet Tubman rise, Rosa Parks rise, Malcolm X rise, Frederick Douglass rise, ancestors rise. Eileen Thomas said, Imara rise, organize, mobilize, visualize. Stop look through for them eyes and through your own eyes. Give them back them gadgets. Free yourself from debt. The robotic digital technology of we are live on credit. While we learn our property, them take it, sell it. Guard your mind, guard your children, Children mind, go wear a puppet government. Them ready to sell it. It's up to me and you to stop it. Come, make with these. The struggle goes on. The struggle goes on and on and on. The struggle goes on. The struggle goes on. The struggle goes on and on and on. The struggle goes on. The struggle, you know, the struggle goes on. Yes. Good afternoon. Wherever you are in the world, good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Some place I come into the morning now. Yes, it's another community buzz on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. Fit FM or www.fitfmja.com, www.primal4k.com. Yes, we are simulcasting on Primal Media. So we are here another Monday. Today is what I call Reggae Day because it's the King of Reggae birthday. Yes, it's the King of Reggae birth date. It is also Bonnie Ruggs Day. It is also Derek Harriott Day. So there are so many greats and legends, you know, that came in this world on this date. So we give thanks and we are celebrating the music. We are celebrating the vibration. We are celebrating Black history. And when we say Black history, yes, we are having a good vibes within the Black History Month, but we want the people to know, say, we're Black every day. You know what I mean? All the time. So we give thanks to this man, to give thanks for another Monday, to educate the people. We just use one word instead of to say inform, educate, and entertain. We use one word. We are here to educate you. You know what I mean? And make sure you are on par with what is happening in the world and to get some clarity on some things that is affecting our lives, you know, whether positively or negatively. We are here, you know, just to have dialogue and to communicate with you all, you know. So asking you to participate, you know, in the program, you know what I mean? Because we are family, far and wide, you know what I mean? As we said, from the home to the community, to the wider world. We are being the change that we want to see, and we are the change, you know. So we're making that effort every day to become our best selves. And once we become our best selves, we will find a way to share our best with those who we are coming in contact with from day to day, you know what I mean? So we are here, and it's a great vibes. I'm feeling we can have this platform to you know, and to make sure that we impact people positively and do the things that are right, you know. You understand? Today we are going to have two powerful people, you know what I mean? One to me is an institution by himself, you know, Mr. Grub Cooper, of that institution that we call Fab Five. I don't even want to call it a band, much more than a band, you know, over 50 years, you know, a part of a great culture, reggae music, ska, you know. When I talk about Fab Five, you know, is one of the most diverse band in Jamaica, you know what I mean? Them touch everything, you know what I mean? With some of the most classical musician. When I say classical, I mean it in another way. Not just playing classical music, but, you know, musician that you know, is dynamic in all aspect of the art. You know what I mean? So we are happy to have a great individual like Grub Cooper. And we'll be talking about, things that are affecting us in the music industry. We will be talking about the Noise Abatement Act. We want to go into that a little. And, with Anchorage, with Simone Maddox, we will be talking about copyright and to see all of these things that, infringed upon our creativity, affecting all of the above. And, so we are looking into these things, you know what I mean? So we're happy that we're there. On another Monday, the 6th of January, 2023, 6th of February. You see, Mr. Bob Marley birthday. Yes, we want to give shout out and respect to Kabaka Pyramid. Whoa, for winning the Grammy. Yes, we honor that. And guess what? Bob Marley said, "Them a go tired for with this, can't get me out of the race." And get the Marleys out of the race, because this album is also produced by the Marley. Seeing Damian Marley, so I want to say, it's a great day. This is reggae day. This is a reggae month. You know what I mean? So we have said, enough respect to Damian Marley, enough respect to Steve Marley, and enough respect to all those who contribute, respect to Shaggy, respect to Sean Paul, respect to Coffee, and respect to who again, Mr. Sean, Protege. Yeah. These brethren are doing some great works, and we have to celebrate the vibration and the music, So many things happening in Jamaica. What them say? Today, the people, they must strike because what? The Road Traffic Act is acting up, in a negative way, and the people them are reacting to the act. Seeing? So we have to look on these things. We see what is happening here in Jamaica, and it's frustration. I believe government need to interact with the people some more. You know what I mean? What we see happening in Jamaica, it seems like it is a more dictatorial thing. I don't believe this is what we call democracy. If what democracy means to have everybody participating, decision making, and if that is not happening, then it's a furthest thing from what we would call a democratic society, when somebody just dash down something on you and say, "I did this," and they want the people up to the board. You know what I mean? Come to the board first with the people. Meet with the people first, so we can, have a dialogue on where we are going before you just get up and make some draconian decision that will affect people's lives in a negative way. And then when the people rise up and start to make things uncomfortable for everybody. But who is the first person who make that things are uncomfortable? Is you, who claim to be the decision makers. You know what I mean? So we need to do better than that in this 2023. See, we're a century and we say we're moving into fourth industrial revolution. We need to decolonize our mind and stop behave like the colonial masters. But then again, what we have is black skin, white mask. You know what I mean? So we understand that. You know what I mean? So we're ready for Mr. Cooper. I want to play a piece of Fab Five. Where I play? A revelation time. Yes, people. We should have talked about that before we go into that. It was really a nice launch. Monday night. On Primal. It was Voices and it's Julia Imara. So Julia love that one. So we have to play a piece of revelation time before we talk to. And this is the dub. So catch the dub.
is Fit FM 96.7.
In your
Shannon's Radio.
mind, yes.
Your life, your music.
Revelation time.
Good God have mercy.
Revelation time.
Reveal it. Revelation time. Spirit in your mind. Yes, that was, a track, from the Voices and Dub album by yours truly. You know what I mean? It is out there now on 16 bars. Just go and get it there. You know what I mean? Yes, it's a good vibes. You see Mr. Grub Cooper, here. And see my puff up something. I wonder if it's some high grade or what, but, we give thanks and we welcome the great Grub Cooper from Fab 5. As I said, Fab 5 is an institution. And we are going to talk some things. We are going to ask some questions, I know that he's also a part of Java, we need to get into that, and we are going to discuss something. And say when you talk to a man like Grub, he have so much. It's like an encyclopedia. We can just go on and on and on, you know what I mean? So I'm happy to have him here on what would call Reggae Day. Today is Bob Marley Day, Bunny Ruggs Day, Derek Harriott Day, it's Kia Day, it's Reggae Day, it's Rocksteady Day, it's Jamaica Black Culture Day. See? Welcome, Honorable Mr. Grub Cooper. What are you doing, sir?
You hearing me all right?
I'm hearing you clearly, loud and clear.
Yeah, well, you're low on my end.
Me low
I
on
don't
your
know
end?
why.
All right.
Yeah. When you had your show, when you had your pre-talk, it was good levels, but now it's weird.
I don't understand what is happening here.
I'm not understanding why.
I don't know.
I don't know if there's something I should tap on, but my mic is open. Once you're hearing me good, that's good, but I need to hear your questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I am hearing you loud and clear. I'm going to make sure I project right and stronger that you can hear the question. First
Well,
of
not
all,
really you, just overall level drop,
okay.
But I'm hearing but low,
Yeah, technology act up sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Cooper. Yeah, today is a Reggae Day, Bob Marley Day, Bunny Ruggs Day, Derek Harriott Day. Maybe you know more people who born on the date, yeah, more than me. But half on top of my head, remember them people are seeing, and I see it as a very significant day, and people are celebrating all around the world our culture, our music. Over the years, we see some developments, that affect our music locally on the ground, especially. When before we get into that, though you are world known, people all across the world know who is Grub Cooper, but you always have new listeners, So I just want you to just give the people a little piece of history, because we have to say a little piece, because if you start talking, maybe just cut the whole program. Just give them a synopsis of Grub Cooper.
You're really low with your questions. I don't know what is happening.
Wow. You're not hearing me?
I don't want to click anything on
producer. Yeah.
It says you're in the show and all of that on the screen. But I don't want to touch anything and lose you.
Yeah. We're my producer then. Yeah, what we're going to do,
So
because I'm saying
I
want to make sure I hear me. You understand? Yeah, I don't know what is happening. So if him not hear me also, I don't know what we have to do, but I want him to hear me, So if it means that we have to go phone, we have to do that. But him saying
what happened? Well, everything was normal before, the pre-show.
Yes.
Heard you loud and clear in your preamble before, and the music and everything. And then suddenly now, when it comes to the time now, the level from your end drop.
And you're not hearing
volume is all up, so you're hearing me good and all of that. But
Yeah, you're clear.
just tell me what you want me to say. Tell me what you want me to talk about, and I'll say my picture look weird. I try and listen good, and then I get
All
clear.
right. So I'm saying just give the people a synopsis of who Grub Cooper is and the history of Fab Five, and I want to ask you
All right.
about.
I will
Yes.
keep that short because you want the program to be different,
Yes.
so I can cover more grounds.
Hmm.
You know, we've been on the road like 52 years now. Started as a trio, advanced into Fab Five. You know, hit the road 1970, and basically that's it. One a whole heap of awards, a pile of awards and all that. But like I say, we select not to go there now because there's many more questions to be asked about the business, you know, and all of that that we should probably focus on, you know.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
we have other times when we focus on, you know, the band and all of that. Um, Suffice it to say, we have been at the top from basically ever since we hit the road in 1970. Always been in the top two, whatever. Some years not, some years, most years we are, you know, won every award that there is to be won. Basically, we don't touch a Grammy yet. I've been involved in many Grammy winning albums by production route. But, you know, personally, we don't cap a Grammy yet. But then, that's all right. Well, let me congratulate Kabaka. You know, it's good for young people to step up and do the thing right. But a special big up to Damien who produced it, Junior Gang, because there was a time in
Yes.
his career when myself and Steve Marley produced his first album. And now turn around and see me as a
Great.
producer and produce a Grammy winner. Well, that big, that massive. You know, it's good.
That's good.
Um,
Yes. Yes.
well, being there from the start of the music, you know, would have been involved in the growth right through the progress of it. Because we're there
Hmm.
pre reggae, you know, we're there in the days of ska and all that, towards the
Yeah.
tail end of ska, going into Rocksteady, which was a very great era in Jamaican music history. And that is where a lot of the main transition took place during those years from 66 to 68/69. So by 69, roughly, reggae started to take a hold. And it has been one big experiment right through until now. That's the nature of pop music. Sometimes the experiment is great, sometimes it's not so great. Ska was great, rocksteady was great, reggae was great in patches. Dancehall is okay. I wouldn't say it's great because reason being there's so much more music being produced now and we have less hits. It sounds funny, but it's true. Because over the years, especially before say, the last 20 years, we would have had really massive international hits coming out of Jamaica. Now you really have to search. We're not
Sure.
talking about the Grammy winners because winning a Grammy don't mean that you have had a hit or major hits. But really chart
Yeah.
stoppers, that are the Marley songs, you know, Desmond Decker, going back as Millie Small, you know, coming on the line, you had Shabba Ranks with did a good stuff in terms of, you know, you have Sean
Mhm.
Paul now, I have Shaggy now,
Yeah.
who are still the ones who spearhead the thing, you know, but
Hmm.
and then you had other groups which did very well, especially on the road abroad, where they were drawing great crowds, you know, the
Yeah.
Burning Spears and Yellow Man and all these people, Israel Vibration and stuff. But
True.
musically, like I say, I'm a little disappointed because you know, we don't have enough. I mean, Rita Marley had a couple really big international records and stuff, which I was fortunate to have written and all of that. But in terms of the
Mm.
music, like I said, it's so disposable that you don't have time to soak in on a world stage just to make a real impact. Like today's Bob Marley birthday, and you're finding that I would say 90% of what Bob has released, because he have some albums where sort of soft releases, you know. But the
Hmm.
mainstream albums, to this day, Bob have at least 40 hit records that constantly play. And that's saying a lot because, you know, considering when he died and stuff, it's been a long time, you know, like way past 30 years. And the man is as
Yes.
strong as ever. As a matter of fact, he he probably sold. he sold a portion of records last year. I don't remember how much money accrued from his sales. This is the measuring stick by which all other artists should measure them success. Don't have a little one hit, and
Yeah.
people in the dance hall them over Jamaica run up and down. That's scratching the surface because the whole world is there. When you have a world hit, nobody denies you. They can't deny you. Look at
Yes.
Beyonce winning how many Grammys. That's
Yeah.
consistency for you. She always up there, up there, up there. Plus a lot of other American artists been up there for all them time. Stevie Wonder music survived throughout all the years. A lot of the soul songs from the 80s, 90s survived throughout all those years for 20, 25, 30 years. You know, the little things we have now, which is a momentary thing, a 9-day wonder, that really just scratching the surface. And part of that is that the soul of reggae generally is now gone. You have people doing reggae now, but
Yes.
then the media not focusing on that and them not playing the music. So if the music is not played
Yeah.
on media, especially mainstream, we're not talking about you're trying to stream something on a platform on TV. If you don't get that kind of play, then the music ain't going nowhere because people won't know that these songs exist. You go in the dance hall with the sound system, them certain sound systems will always play broad bass. You go to a bass odyssey and a stone love and
Yeah.
that type of thing. You will find that you will hear a wide variety of music. Can them play broad bass, you go purple love, everything, you know what I mean? But the general sound that play,
Yeah.
other than maybe early
Yeah.
juggling, we dance of a few people. You don't really hear a broad bass type of music. It's all dancehall as if that's the only music that exists here. So we are our worst enemy in terms of saying that the music standard drop and various other things and good music not being produced here. We are our worst
Yes.
enemy because, like I said, the people don't play it. And if some might get played, it's because people dropping money to get it played. And that's most unfortunate. That's horrible. Because listen, if you take your tune, you were playing something from one of your album, them, right?
Yes.
If you take that to say Barbados now, or Trinidad, or anywhere in the Caribbean, and you go down here to say do a show. The minute you land and thing, you go to a radio station, them take your music same time and play it, And
Wow.
worse if you're a hit on your show when you perform, them play your music right through. And if you
Wow.
come there 3 years time, them remember you for your hits and them embrace you same way. Jamaica different. Them discard you very fast. But the world is not like that. And this is why a lot of the
All right.
artists from out of the past and thing enjoy great success when touring. Because people in Europe and them places and the Caribbean, them don't let you go as quickly. Eric Donaldson is a superstar in Brazil. All we know in Jamaica
Yes.
for
Yes.
Eric Donaldson is Land of My Birth and couple of that tune. But the man have hit after hit in that neck of the woods. You follow my drift?
True. True.
So it's a whole thing because
International.
of people's acceptance of what is done. So when
Yes.
a band won Grammy last year, many people down here complain and quarrel. But what the band playing reggae and then play it properly. So it's not surprising that the
True.
people out there in the wider world, especially the US and thing, and the people who are involved in selecting Grammy albums, it's no wonder them gravitate to it. I'm not saying that dancehall no good.
Yeah.
Dancehall
You
is good.
can't
Some
deny them.
good songs come about within the framework of dancehall, but that's not the only way, right? Because you ask yourself how come all is
True.
still popular? Because the music have a lot of substance in it. And Jimmy Cliff to some degree still popular. Music have substance in it. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
Gregory Isaacs tune, which is in dancehall, it's just roots reggae. He sold silver in Great Britain the other day. Night Nurse. Look at that. Look how long it's
Look
released.
at.
So you
Look
ask
out.
yourself how come these things happen, And it's really
Mr. Cooper.
we are the problem, man.
Yeah. As you said, we are the problem. When you say we are the problem, we want to look on it in a clearer way. we realize that I just talk about this, the sound system as a media or a medium that used to play the music when mainstream media now play it. We realize that the Noise Abatement Act now put a damper on that aspect of the music, where the sound system who maybe used to play certain music, we don't have as much time anymore, and we realize that government, is playing a role not to promote our culture like how they should. Turning into
All right, I agree with you.
noise.
I agree with you
Yeah.
in some
So
aspects of
I
it, but let
understand.
me explain. Where the government is
Yeah,
concerned,
me know. Yeah.
the government, when say ABBA, you must have heard of the Swedish group ABBA, Dancing Queen and them big song. The government had a very strong hand in marketing ABBA as an entity to make money and to put Sweden forward as a real participant in pop culture. So much so that when ABBA said them was a break up, the government of Sweden said, no, you can't do that because you earn too much money for Sweden. You earn more money than Volvo bringing to the country. So now, man, you have to go on. In Jamaica, the successive governments only lend lip service to the thing. One person in government really trying hard over the years is Minister Grange. Across any administration, she have to get credit where it's due because she is trying. To some extent, her hands are tied, right? But what happened now, I'll say on the other side though, you can't run a lawless society. You cannot say, boy, man, have to eat a food. That's a cop out. You sell on sidewalk and people are trip over your goods and you're ready to stab them up. That's a cop out.
Yes.
You always go to America and other countries and say it run good. Let me tell you something. It's all well and good for us in the business to say, yeah, man, make sound system below any night, any hours a night and day. It's not fair to the average citizen. You must have a level playing field. So, having said that, the government now need to establish entertainment zones away from where you have residential areas. That will solve the problem. Nobody can cuss that time because music can play from now till 10 o'clock a morning and nobody hears it except you come there. So there'll be no problem. So them can always talk about noise abatement. Fine, it's all right. It means you don't play the thing within earshot of when people want to sleep and things like that. And nothing is wrong with that. That's perfectly right. But in making a law like that, you have to provide an alternative. And them don't provide no alternative. Because the places where you can have meaningful things is still within the zone. The no play zone then. Like the Ronnie Williams Center, Louis Bennett Center, Mass Camp, those things. Anything in my Stadium East. You name them. Stadium East, you have residents around all of that. You have people up at Beverly Hills all around that. And as the crow flies, them hear the music very loud. You wouldn't think them hear it loud, what they do. You understand? You might have a little one vibe downtown, yes. But you still have some people downtown. You have a little hotel down there now. You have some people who live in apartments. So it's untenable. What happened to like out a airport, out a the go-kart track? What happened to out a past 6 Mile and go out and them whole heap of land out there? What happened to this? So them establish a thing. You go place like Hope Gardens and people within Hope Pastures and the surrounding areas start complaining. So like I said, the key is take the thing out there to where nobody hears it but the patrons. And then you have no problem.
True. Now, I know that you're a member of Java, don't?
Yeah, man.
All right. Now, how much consultation, government, make to people like Java, that is a registered movement, is an organization, a Fab Five that is an institution in itself, when them make certain kind of decision, when these act, have been drafted. How much are them allowing the kind of dialogue that will, you know, bring forth the things that you just described a while ago pertaining to entertainment zone and all of these things. Because for a while, especially Damian Crawford, I heard he constantly
Yeah,
echoed
man.
back
Damian didn't make them kind of move and think towards him, but then Damian not there
I
now.
remember around in the 90s, people like Ibo Cooper, Desi Young, we had this big meeting in a little theater, you know what I mean? Where there was a place next door to stadium that they claimed that they would have built some entertainment center, multimedia center that, you know, just like maybe like the Ward Theater. We don't see nothing come of that, you know. So how
But I have
much
to
the
tell you,
practitioners
let me tell you inside. All right,
is
you know it from
involving all
one
the
side. I
decision
can tell you
making.
what happened. They got the land from the then government led by PJ Patterson. I'm saying, all right, we give you the strip of land and we give it to you, you know. You have 2 years to start your action, to build and show us that you're serious, that you're going to do something. So, it start out now, them had meetings and everything. And some people have some pie in the sky ideas. Well, we can get money from Motown, we can get money from this. Say, all right, yes, from the committee, well, you all make representation to Motown, and thing, right? Then now there was the dance people, Nettleford and them people who have access to like a lot of funding was available then from agencies abroad. You know, we could have get all kind of grants and thing and build the building, get your infrastructure going, building your backline, your sound, and you know furnish the thing. You understand?
Yeah.
One person gave maybe 30,000, which was a good money at the time. Lord Anthony Gifford, the first
Oh,
money that come. No, Gifford is not even a Jamaican. No,
yeah.
the JFM, the Federation of Musicians, in and of itself, don't have money to do
Sure.
projects like this, but they have clout.
Yeah.
So the committee in it wisdom now never approaching them say, boy, them no want the people them talk to no international thing. Them want to talk to record companies, you know. But boy, them no want involve themselves, all them theater people, call them man, the funny and them. And that was the end of that year. After 2 years, the only money they had was the money where Lord Anthony Gifford had donated. And so the thing went in the breeze. So it's the same thing. Nobody to blame but we. The
Wow.
government did what they ought to. They give you land where you beg for, say, yeah, man, and you know, do nothing. No,
Yeah.
that don't cut it. I don't buy that. So I see how it go, and I don't buy into that. It's just our fault. Lots of things that flop is our fault, in a sense. But it is not our fault in terms of making recommendations to successive governments because people have drafted document after document after document saying that boy, we need a hall of fame. We need places to do entertainment, both in theater and to mount things. Look at even little Trinidad, them have people build centers there. We're geared to entertainment. Nobody compares how we big Jamaica's claim we know this up a music thing and we're twinned with something as some entertainment city. I don't know if to keep nothing. I don't make no sense. So that is where the government drop the ball because you know they are the ones who have the contacts. They can initiate policy that we are, you know, facilitate them, not make policy, facilitate. But another thing with them, it's a two-way thing and it's enough problem because this government don't like talk to people. Them the things are when it flap now, it's like the traffic act. I mean, yeah, this parliament
Yeah.
too much big man in there, or the whatever you call them, the cabinet. And them won't take some immediate decision. They're not playing for say it couldn't work out, both child seat and thing. Them really not so brilliant, you know. And when people make suggestion, you hear about think tank, and oh yes, we have suggestion and thing, and them sit down on it. Only when it affect them directly that them deal with it. When them all get a big up, right? Or the only time
True.
them big up musician, oh so and so, you know, IMR has had a super hit in the US and in Jamaica. Jamaica has so much talent, and them jump up and be IMR piece of land or you know one trophy. Them no facilitate IMR in going out there and open up market for him and say, yeah man, make we do a tourism market the music in China, market it throughout the world, send up the artists, them rare. No, them don't go to the cruise shipping industry and say, look, add on a little $5 US per each passenger. And when the boat come in now, we can put on a show for them and people can get paid out of the thing. You understand? So the
Yeah.
boat dock, some people go shop and some people stay at the dock. Come off of the boat and take in a concert. It has been done. We do it one time with Luciano and a watcher. So it was wonderful. You know, the boats, we were on the cruise, playing on the cruise, and the boat dock in Jamaica. Lucy couldn't make the cruise, but he was advertised to be there. But we get equipment down, everything, and the boat dock now. Lucy come down and do a hell of a show, man. And it was
Wow.
nice. You see what I'm saying? But why can't these people do all this kind of thing to facilitate us? We are on our own with the insurance industry on our own. Your policies where entertainers can't get. Because people are saying our job is high risk, like soldier, fireman, and pilot. Things like that, them don't talk. We tell them, you know. We're tired to tell them over the years, man. But
Yeah.
them no want listen to we.
But one of the greatest thing, you know, and we see where it is going now. Recently, we see some institutions, you know, saying that they are willing to loan musician money to get into production. Talking about, I believe it is JIPO, Jamaica Intellectual Property Organization. You know, let me go to Java. When the IDEM formed Java, what was the main objective? You know, in
Java is an
Java.
organization.
Yeah.
It started out just as a social club that, you know, the older musicians meet up and play domino and games and chat about stuff. Because, you know, them generally don't meet up because musicians always a perform. Yeah, so one of the east, one the west, some of them tour. So you not really buck up. So it was that. But then realize, say, look, why not form an organization and make the older ones or those who maybe never made it big, you know, live a okay kind of life. Not to supply them with money, but one of the main things was, you know, in case of illness or death, you know, we have a thing and the family can get the money to bury them decently and have a change or whatever. That's one of the things. Java has had many plans. Java has done like 3 major albums with the artists from that time. Boom, good album them, get no play. You understand? So Java trying to help itself. It get no funding from nowhere. Chase for no fund them for say, hey, you know, we find money and make on can go into the school them and teach the youth them, you know, on a once a week or wherever, where the music coming from. As part of the history of music. If you don't have that as something in the curriculum per se, have it as civics. Just like you don't learn about politics, learn about the road, learn about governance, learn different things about your local runnings. So Mavis Gilmore in the 70s, I think, cut out civics, which is a stupid move. I bet you she can't hear me to writing. Let me share like. It was a stupid move,
Yeah.
right? But we all cut out civics. At time people say know everything, you know, local government run, you know everything, you know. As a matter of fact, it was a subject where you take exam on, right? Even if them say, all right, no cut it out, but let us not make it an exam thing. You just do civics as a knowledge base thing. Things that people want to know now, they have to go up online and look it up, you know. So all kind of mad decisions make, and maybe they are politically expedient or inexpedient. Oh, Mr. Siaga, go and close the youth camp. Them. You ask me now. What kind of rubbish that? How can a man who lead or a party that lead? So, you know, people go to youth camp and learn a skill and come out and use them skill to this day. Chef and mechanic and carpenter and this and that. How you lock it down? What sense that make? Them not no brain, man. I hope of them. Was on a couple of politicians over the last so much years is career politicians, you know. And Portia was one
Yes.
of them. Right? The rest of them is like Dr. Indian Chief. Them know about politics. And them not brilliant or them out of touch, woefully out of touch with John public and the needs of the public. Sometimes them depend on them people on the ground to tell them what them want hear. Boy bosses, you know, you the people them must say, yeah, that's all them want hear. You know. You vote them in
Yeah.
and you know
As
see
a touch,
and them do
as a touch
nothing.
that
And
point,
guess what now?
as
Them,
a touch.
well, I know, them turn over
Mm.
2 ambulance to a little hospital and it make
Yeah.
main news. Them thing that normal thing shouldn't make news. You fix a road, that nothing make news. That's what you're
True.
expected to do.
Of
Provide
course.
water, light, and road. Wow. You
Yeah.
campaign pan that. No rubbish that, man.
Of course. But you know
And
one of
then
the
with
things.
we know, with the
Yeah.
musician them now, it's the same thing. Pure lip
Ah,
service, and we big up Jamaica. You know, at least Babsy making things better for the athlete them now with some insurance thing. I really them for start that. I hear some announcement was made about that. Some
yeah.
kind of insurance type of thing for musicians who, when they reach a certain thing. Them should have cover them that way. They cover them with health benefits, practitioners, do tangible things and say, yo, them can make a hit for you, you
Yeah.
know. But certainly them can make you live comfortable in appreciation of your service rendered, like athletes. Let me tell you, in places like Japan, and I think to some extent in China, but I know Japan for a fact, elders are revered. Them look to elders like gold.
Japan for
Only
sure.
in Jamaica now, you touch 45 and say, "Yeah, man, you're elder man," and then pass you.
And call it
Don't make
dynasty.
sense.
And call
And they
it
have
dynasty.
no policies
Yeah.
protecting this. And I want to I have news for them, and them should know too, that the populations of the world getting older. People living longer, so make them learn that. So what them all have? Handful of people, a lot of people who now have nothing there. You see, I think like minimum wage, I idiot thing, that's a damn insult. Excuse me, damn. It's an insult.
It's
No,
an
of course,
insult.
you'll get 8,000 or 10,000 a month, what I can do.
Yeah. But
You
Mr.
know what I
Cooper,
mean?
Mr. Cooper,
Y-
Mr. Cooper, you see,
Yeah.
when I listen to a man like you at all time with that kind of political activism, I realize that within our entertainment industry, there aren't much of our people who are that politically astute, and to speak their mind.
No, so that.
Frankly, when,
No,
when
I
me,
gotta
let
tell
me
you
say that
why.
to you. No, when me
A
say
lot
that,
of them don't.
that,
A lot of them don't learn. You see, if
yeah,
you beat yourself, look, you're an entertainer. You can declare your hand. If you're a green
yeah,
man, say yo, me a green man. If you're orange man,
yeah,
say orange man. Nobody trouble you. You have a right to say who you are.
of
Me see
course,
instance where people for MC a show for one party and don't want the boy them free and get branded. Big popular announcers. But them beat themselves. You just talk your talk. And you see a lot of people want to talk, but they are scared of repercussions. And them not know the repercussions. You can't be afraid in life because truth is truth. You
of
know?
course,
And
of
opinion is
course,
opinion.
yes.
You don't worry about nobody go and go shoot you down for your opinion. Man, make them go, man. It's just like you go public and say, boy, me write UPs every day. All right, so I'm going to shoot you because I know you think correct, but nah. Right?
No,
And in the public space, I mean, 30% of the people, them, get sucked into politics. Only them vote. The two set at the 30%, right? Which is a third of the people who can vote. That divide between the two parties. So this term it Rogo left, next term it Rogo right, next term it Rogo left. Same old, same old. All of them are promised, every one of them in opposition know what to do when them in opposition. When they get the reins of government, them turn idiots. The country need a third party. And maybe that third party will more make a proper move to entertainment, a really meaningful move to
but the
entertainment,
third,
and to the people who really, put this country on the map.
but as I talk about that pertaining to a third party, what kind of mindset? Because it's not just a third party. I see one came out the other day, still out there, call themselves UIC, and I tried to get in touch with them, and I was investing in policy that you are coming with that is different from these two political party. What kind
You
of
say it was
ideological
different.
proof
You say it
you have
different.
to share with the people? Is it that
No,
you are
no.
going
Did
to
you say
dialogue with the
their
people,
policies
or
are
is it
different?
that you are coming to, dictate to the people what you want to do for them just the same? And that is the language that I'm
Yeah, but
hearing
I'm
from them.
asking you, were the policies different?
What again?
Eh? I'm asking if the policies of that third party were they different to what prevails now?
No, it's not. It's not. When you
Okay,
listen
well,
what he is,
okay. You need a third party that have a totally different thing. And if they
yeah,
appeal, if a third party come, let me tell you, why parties fail and third parties have been there since the 40s and are not new. But the reason why all of them fail because lack of money. Nowadays, a third party will fail because private sector now back no loser. And that's why them get a lot of them money for run election and campaign because it's an expensive thing. You need somebody now, even within the public space. Because you're a whole heap of businessman with money who not vote for either of the two. And say, look, we'll put money where we're mouth there. And we'll come clean. We'll spend money upon the people. It's a people-oriented party thing. Them thing are not people-oriented. The closest thing to people-oriented is PNP. But them do that some of the time, you understand? But JLP
True.
never was a people-oriented party and they never will be. Right?
Never.
So now you want somebody who come with fresh ideas and literally involve the people. Don't talk anything where you have a one little town hall business. You talk about really tap into the people and know them needs and fulfill that. Facility, because governments are facilitators, so facilitate them needs. And they'll be all right. So you just want 1/3 of the 2/3 of vote. And them can kick with the foot of the two party where they don't know where 1/3 divide between the two of them. Simple thing. Simple. We have the answer in our hands. Because look, if you are 2/3 of the people who don't vote, one and I party them not good. All right, that's fine. You can tell the opinion. But then a country can run by autopilot. Somebody must run it. So if none of the two no run it, then for 1/3 one. Put money in there, pour money in there, and don't do.
Yeah, with,
You know what
with
I
a
mean?
with a new political ideology. Give me a break.
Yeah,
then
man,
make
a
we-
new dispensation.
Yeah, we are small casting
It is
on
it is it
Primal
it is
Media.
there, you know. It is out there. It is out there.
www.primal48.com scene. And we're
It is
talking
out there.
to
You will hear about it. It's
international
out there.
musician,
Mhm.
you know. We are talking to literally an institution. No one put it that way because he's the drummer, the vocalist for Fab Five, a songwriter, producer, everything, you know what I mean? And listening to him, you know that he's not just a musician. He's an activist, you know, and we have to give thanks that we find people like Rob Cooper, you know, who over the years knowing him always take a stance, you know, and have so much to say, you know what I mean? So we're happy that we're having on this International Reggae Day. We're happy that we have him on Black History Month because what he is talking about is Black history, the things that are affecting us from day to day. You know what I mean? So, and this is why this is a kind of conversation we want to have on the community buzz. You know, this is how we want to engage people. So we always say to people, feel free for calling. Feel free for calling and you know and make your contribution. Let your voice be heard. And the numbers are 876-478-9144. 876-317-1991. So if you have anything you want to ask Mr. Cooper, call in, man. You know what I mean? And if you want to disagree with anything we must say to you, feel free to do that because that's how we roll, you know what I mean? But Grub,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, man, I'm here.
me I use a term yeah, because of Bob Marley birthday, and you just talk a lot about Bob Marley. We see where Damien won the Grammy as a producer. We see where Kabaka won it, you know, and at least we now make my whole heap of nice like what happened more there because yes, reggae Grammy is won by people from Yard and who has always been a part of the culture. So I guess everybody happy today pertaining to what happened last night. Where you see we going, I'll do you explain some of that. You know, what you know what I mean, to make that change that we really want to see.
First of all, we have to return to a culture base. We are trendsetters. We have been world brand for many, many years. People like Bolt come and push the brand even further, you know, in sport, from sporting standpoint. Marley come and push merchandise and push image, everything that is good. So it's part of the world brand. These young artists now know world brand, the most them, a lot of them go out, they go make trouble. And go on like them now no brain. Them days are done with from we young guys in a circle, Fab Five, LZ Angels, them kind of people as young bands come up, Third World and thing. We come and show people say, yo, it's not people who couldn't do nothing else do music in Obasi. We do it because we love it. but we are bright people. A lot of the young musicians now are bright people. Some of them go to university, have them degree. Some of them have a entrepreneurial headspace, right? So them bright, That no,
Yeah.
that no create no real problem. The problem is the mindset where the music is concerned now. Is that boy them do that in America? If you notice how the video them look, them try to get this whole American thing and fancy
Yeah.
this and that is all money, hype. Even when them of them party them now. Them thing there is just a show, The real substance of the music, man. The music is the real substance. That is what going to make you live, and earn your stripes and write your pages in the history books. So pay attention to your own culture. Make the people copycat you. Some people say, we invent hip hop. That is debatable, but let us say that is so. See, America take it and run with it. So what we do if we invent it? How come we not do nothing with it? You know what I'm saying? And with the reggae music, if we have this reggae thing where we invent and it evolve over the years, and we not do nothing, and foreigners take it and play the music and make it nice, which is big enough Jamaica, and we not do nothing. What the people must do? Of course, they must play them reggae. See? Just like down here, people like play the American hip hop and the this and that. And a part of our culture, but the American artists, them glad. And what I'm saying, in Jamaica, we need to push our own people. We lose out on reggae because of we. Not because nobody thief nothing. Thief what? You want people to do your music so that your brand get world famous and worldwide. Like Jerk Chicken.
Yeah.
Why you want quarrel fear say boy Jerk Chicken take out bigger Germany, you cause? No, you
No.
also no man of Jamaica thing it come from. Just make sure say it patented or so. But with music farms, you can't patent that. That don't make no sense. Music farm are just music farm. You can't patent it. If that were the case, we take our scatting off rock and roll. We couldn't play it properly, so ska come out right. So if rock and roll it patent, they would have sued Jamaica for take them thing then. Music is free, pop music is free, it's popular. But we must capitalize on the fact that we're riding a wave. When Bolt are the fastest man and still around and thing. Capitalize on things like merchandising and the whole Jamaica thing and we have a Miss World and thing. Capitalize on that. She pretty and then this Miss World now can sing, but I don't know what's gonna happen in terms of her career. She link with popcorn and thing. We don't know where that we go. But for example, if the government they take her up now after she win and limit the title because when you're on the title you're on a contract. Take her and make her be a tourist ambassador, use her voice, because her voice is great.
Yeah.
And through the music market Jamaica. That way they say, we're not just pretty, we're talented. That way, you know what I mean?
It look like so we have to go.
It's like how Bolt do it.
It look like we have to get involved in the political process and represent ourselves, because one of the things that we have been doing over the years is talk about what governor do. And I believe we need to make that bold to start do for ourselves, you know what I mean? Because I know that there are people among us who have
the smartest people in
great
Jamaica.
ideas, One of the things I heard,
the smartest people in Jamaica is like
you say about how we could use the music to
but
bring
I'm saying to you, the smartest people in Jamaica
is
even less mortals than me.
From July to
because me and you have a
we could have
platform
just-
already,
Yeah.
right? We have a platform,
Yeah.
and that's all right. But you have people who do have a platform, but them bright no hell, but nobody facilitate them. Them have some hell of ideas. You have some guy in some district, Man come in as big engineer and push up them chest. And the man say, look, if you build a bridge cross, they say, you're out here where Because him dead along and him say every time them try put up sitting when the flood them come, it tear down the bridge and we go back to the same. No, them not pay him no mind. Because that little man we farm him ground. So him not no sense as far as the bigger head them concerned. And when them build a bridge, sure enough not 2 years tear down. Because the man know. A lot of people around me, them know. Them have great ideas, but anytime you bring an idea forward, you just might hear, oh yes, and we'll look into it, and I say nugget. You want the public itself, the citizens of this country, to deal with them thing. If them form more cooperatives, band together more. For example, you see a stage show, enough musicians are wait pan, enough musicians who have it, who have a good change.
Yeah.
Them are wait pan some promoter to put on a thing, sponsored by whatever. Drinks
Yeah.
Company and Red Stripe and da da da, you know what I mean? Them no say come in, yo, I can knock head man as a team. 10 hours come together, put up our money, boost up
Yeah.
a stage, man. All we eat a food and we employ our artists them, employ the light man them, employ the sound man them. Da da, you know what I mean? No, them not do that. Everything na for we hand. Everything everybody a wait boy government now do this and that. So a two-way street, you know. Government are only facilitators. Where them have crown land, where them can create the entertainment centers. Or get cement company for build one big old one, you know, and rare. We can go to cement company because we're a little fried. But them not do it, but we can help ourselves.
Of
Farmers
course.
can help themselves by farming cooperatives. All I know a dairy farm and this man have 200 cow, the next man have 50, next man have 110. I want to pull up, but you know, when you go and send milk, you know, have 300-400 cow. So you milk the thing and send it go condense to a rare as a body. You know, trade as a body and buy fertilizer in a bulk, buy insecticide in a bulk. Yeah? And all of them way. Pull up and buy tractor and the tractor can work from one farm to the next farm. And then time come further, I don't want to buy one other tractor. That is how the thing go. You know, work up a little processing thing for cassava farmer boy will make cassava chip. Make put up money and buy 2 machines. No, them not do it. Them my boy government not alone for it. Go and sit down with pan government. No,
And that
no,
is
go
why that is why I said the eye is an institution by yourself. Because I wish, I just hope that more schools could have even have a kind of discussion like this. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
yeah, them can have it, you know, but that's why them have to have back civics. Because civics come into say like career day. When a man say, well, I come to tell you what it is to be a firefighter or a police officer or a soldier. Them thing come under civics, you know, and them interesting. Topic like this interesting. Without boring them.
Yeah,
You tell them in a practical
but I'm
way
saying-
how them themselves as citizens can contribute.
I am saying, Grob, you just listening here to you and interact with you over the years, you're a national treasure. But it seems the people who claim to them run this place here no understand the value of a Grub Cooper, the value of an institution as Fab 5, the value of an institution like a Third World, or we can use, the
Anytime them have any committee, right? They put a when them have a committee, them put a one token musician pan it. You hear some name where you never know before. They say them people know about music. Deal with the practitioner them now, man. You understand me? I say, if you have a sporting body, like a sports council, where you put pan it. No sports people, man. A pass cricketer, a pass baller.
Of course.
People who find the different sports because they know what the needs are. You go and put somebody who never kick a ball in them life, they also come and sound good. Them don't know nothing. That's why you need.
Yeah.
You need practitioners, man, of the business. Just like when the books and music are written, you need to get the knowledge from practitioners. Because a lot of them will write them thesis on them university paper. Them get the knowledge from me, people like me. When I know else they go to. But then come to me. Hope of them write thesis and get degree and call to thank me and boy, yeah, man, them get the degree called based on what I say. So since it can go so and get the degree, how the hell the people will come to who know, like come to me and say, why, because we're tired to go to them. We go to them till we're weak over the years. And we look how much interview and we chat. And we grow up and we gripe and we whatever. Nothing is done. 9-day wonder every time. You understand?
Maybe we need to start to document our things, as I said a while ago. We, the practitioner, must come together.
We're talking
have so
now.
much brilliant people around them.
Yeah, if you have a machine and record it, it can play in the whole time. I just told me a veteran why I'm not into politics. He may never spoken of the music so deep, all them years, over 50 years on the road. That's my contribution. But different time and space, of course, I don't do with politics. I probably don't deal with none of the two because them too damn corrupt,
True.
But
True.
me would have enter politics in a different way. Maybe I'd do what I say and organize a third party properly. And use the music. Because music is the key, You think when them chat rubbish on a stage and I migla, Falmouth Square mean nothing. When them left there and I'm the Corrigoat man, them forget about what the man say. Or come and use one time. Music you make recording. And there's nothing that grab people like
Yeah.
music with words and a beat. That's why the politicians them jump on it. Because them know music, music and sports are the two biggest effects thing where people concerned. But music have even more impact because the music, the record ever present. You know,
Ever,
and you put your message in your recording and it ever present with them. So
ever,
that is it.
ever.
If musicians join together and we decide, we can decide to change the mindset of Jamaica, you know, by what we put out, you know. But you wouldn't
True.
get everybody because some of them want to sing, boy, and the girl close, sing, get her forward. That's some like a session, you know what I mean? I say, but if consciously all of us to put out positivity, positive energy, the mindset of people are change. Because when them hear it pan the ear, it have good mindset. Them hear it a sound system, good mindset. You know, them car,
True.
good mindset. That's what it
True.
would be, you know. There's nothing
True.
can change a nation or rally a nation like music.
True.
Nothing. Sports comes second, but
Yeah.
it is a good rallying thing too. You understand?
Yes.
Nothing
Yes.
to beat that. If you put every lesson for people to learn at school, from primary school right through, you put the lesson them in a tune with a rhythm behind it. Man, you have some bright people that come out. Oh, just like any tune they play around them, some of the young people know all of the words. I mean, I even know them myself. They not same way they want to know if you put lesson in a song. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? But them
Exactly.
not
You see?
understand the value of music, man. Them think you
Well,
play
Mr.
music and them take the word play literally. It's a serious responsibility. And we have the clout.
Of
We
course.
as musicians, we can bring down any government
Yeah,
because we have influence
yeah,
over the
that's
masses,
what
not the 30% who vote.
they're afraid of. Papa. That's what they're afraid of, Mr. Cooper.
No, well, if them
It
did
is a
free, them will deal with it,
project
Papa.
as in the
Them not
eye, you
free.
know, because we
Them
have
just think
another
no,
guest
them
to
think
come
we're not
on.
capable of them think we're not capable of banding together and do it.
Yeah,
That's why them
yeah,
not afraid. But if you had
yeah.
a serious set, you're going to form a thing in the Jamaica Music Alliance, right? And man pump money in the and tune come out. Them will have damn well and trim them boots, yes.
Uh,
Because the Music Alliance will get the message across that they can't.
It is happening. As you speak right now, it is happening. Believe it. Because we will not surrender to the old colonial system. Mr. Cooper,
No, what
we
I'm
give
saying,
thanks.
well, you know, you have people that do conscious music, you know, but people
Yeah,
don't hear it enough. So it come back down to the powers that be and those who want the ear to play
true,
these
true.
things. People on the ear influence a nation, you know. Almost as much as the musician. When I say
Of course.
almost, other than the fact that them will play some little nondescript, little disposable music. But they have that influence.
Yeah,
People have people as
true.
them hero and never meet them, you know. Some of them people do talk show, maybe a your program. People call and say, boy, you're my hero, you know, because you talk up and thing. So me say it have the influence. You know, so maybe if you're in
True.
mainstream radio or television where have greater viewership and listenership, you never can tell. These people are the movers and shakers. Them are musicians
Mr.
and sportsmen. And the press, we put the press into that. We are the movers and shakers in a society. But people think a private sector. Private sector,
Of
shake
course.
it, yes, but for not for them interest. You know, for do it.
You know, you know me, I forgot have you back, you know, maybe for 2 hours. But you know,
Yeah, man,
and we
anytime you're
have
ready,
to
man. 'Cause we,
talk again. So happy to have you here, King. And you know, me
yeah,
need to
man.
come link you. Me need to come link you up because
Yeah, man, no
Jano, you
problem,
touch me
man.
spirit, you lift my spirit, you know, it today, you know, and me just feel
Yeah, man, and
a
like,
pioneer. You know what I mean? A legend, a
yeah.
true legend. You
So
know.
I'd love
So
to big up
give thanks,
all
my
the
brother, and
entertainers in a reggae month, all
yeah,
entertainer.
man. Go ahead.
Like big them up.
Yeah.
And some of those who not even feeling so well, get well soon, you know. Some of them like Cat Core and thing will bounce back and Freddie McGregor and them people, you know what I mean? So to keep the thing going and in this reggae month, let us not just focus on the entertainment value. Focus on what reggae mean and the
Yeah.
black history. Because we
Of
and
course.
make all we hero them look like idiot. Everything them strive for and lose them life for. And enough of we are turning an
We kick
idiot
it
thing and
over.
a chop up and shoot up one another. Well, we're so fool. That's why we can't go forward, you know. Me black and thing, but we fool, man. We really fool. So when people exploit we, is we for blame, Are we?
True.
It's simple,
I
man.
always said,
If we show by example how the world for run as black people, man, you know much people are fall in line with that. You know many people would fall in line, but we don't have the backbone. Because like crab in a barrel, so a man reach up and forget about the small man, and him, him interested in himself. But there's a lot more than that, man. We have to do the thing proper, man.
Yes.
I mean, just talk my talk.
Yeah,
I mean, like when things record and thing, because me dead and gone, at least a message then. Just like Marley's gone, but his message is forever here.
Yeah.
And that's actually the music. That is how powerful the music is. You understand?
Yes, yeah. Happy to have you, my brother, have you, and have a great day. And we'll look forward to do another program like this. Enough love and light.
Yeah, man. Just call up anytime and once me available, man. We talk, man. Because we're not afraid to chat. We have to chat. You understand? And he say why evil things wrong because the good remain silent. When the good remain silent, then evil will flourish.
Exactly. Blessings and light. We give thanks.
Yeah, man. All right.
Get your day started right with the Morning Connection right here on Fit 9.7. Michael Benaya on the Morning Connection for news, business and artist promotions, great music and vibe. Morning Connection with Julia Michael Benaya, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. weekdays on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music.
The wealth of a nation is measured by the health of its people. Fit FM, in association with Lena Medical and Gynecology Center, Stonebrook Vista, presents Health Matters, Wednesday and Friday mornings inside Morning Connection. Health Matters, a 5-minute feature providing health tips on how to take care of ourselves and the most vulnerable in our community. That's Health Matters, every Wednesday and Friday morning on Fit FM 96.7.
Blessings and light. This is Imara, the musical revolutionary. You're host on the community buzz on the Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. This and every Monday at 3 p.m. From the home to the community to the wider world. Let us be the change we want to see. Join me this and every Monday at 3 p.m. on the community buzz on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music.
Yes, why, may I tell you, having a man like Grub Cooper, we can't have Grub Cooper for a little 1 hour, You know what I mean? It was so much that he has to share, and he shared a lot, and our people who are listening understand, that when we say we are musicians, we are much more than that. We're not just people who just go up on stage, go sing, to entertain people. You understand? We are people who politically oriented. We are people who understand our culture, know what we are coming from and where we are coming from. So we are expressing our experience. And the people out there, when I really want with to express their experience and put all kind of laws and acts in place. But that is till then can't in no way. You know what I mean? So we are going to go to Anchorage, a new kind of justice, because that's where we are in this time and age, you know what I mean, to take control of our lives, to see things and do things differently to uplift our people. So I am saying, welcome to Miss Simone Maddox, Anchorage, a new kind of justice. Where art thou, Queen?
I am barely hearing you.
How go on, yeah? You hearing me now?
A little bit better.
A little bit better. All right. Let me see. Yeah, you hear me better now?
Still sound far, but I am here. I am here.
All right, I don't know. Me just want to make sure say you hear me. You know what I mean? I don't know if you was listening while Mr. Cooper was on, but you know he shared a lot. You know, if there's anything that you heard while he was on and you want to expand on it, so be it or so much it be.
You at all now.
You know, hear me now? Oh, go on. Yeah. Well,
Play a song.
We're hearing you.
Play a
We're hearing you
song.
low. We're hearing you.
song.
We're hearing you loud and clear. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you, Julia. How you do?
I'm good. I'm good. So I'm just wondering why you're not hearing, you know, or why is it, you know?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all.
Okay, let's try again. All right. Okay. Just that, you know, probably when both mics are up on the same level, one is going to be lower. All right.
yeah.
So let's go ahead. Amaro.
How you doing? You hear me now?
A bit better.
All right. So I was saying, I don't know if you was listening to Mr. Cooper, you know, and I say he said a lot, you know. I don't know if you you heard anything that you want to expand on, and we could, you not hear me?
Not hearing you at all, at all.
Uh,
Not even like a normal phone call. Not hearing you.
All right, I could play a piece of music, and I don't know what we're going to do till that. Just give me a minute there. Yes, the struggle goes on, you know. Struggle goes on. Someone.
I'm Julia, but I'm not hearing Amara.
Me don't know what go on. Maybe need to switch on the mic. Me don't know what go on here. So if she not hear me, but she hear me. If she hear you, but she not hear me. Me don't know what go on. What happened to the channel? I said the struggle goes on. The struggle goes on. The struggle goes on and on and on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hearing him loud and clear now. Loud and clear.
Maybe
Struggle goes on.
Maybe I sing me what they want me to sing.
The struggle goes on.
Yeah, oh, you mean?
The struggle goes on. I hearing you.
All right. See, I don't know about maybe the singing is the magic. Oh gosh, what a beautiful life. You know, somebody made a sister work or something, and she have a little difficulty. And she said, "Hi Mara, sing for me now." And by me start sing, the thing just work out, you know. Genuine on a joke me I make, you know, serious thing. So it's reggae month, and maybe the ancestors them in here say, "Watch your man, you think so we just come here for talk, sing something." Anyway, Simone, you know,
beautiful,
yeah, we are talking to Grub Cooper and cut into a lot of your time, so we have some time still. because
Not at all. He didn't. He didn't cut into my time.
Yeah.
He gave me some
he
time.
gave you some
He
time.
gave me some time
All right.
to wheel and come again.
yes. I'm happy that it worked
Yes.
that way. Yeah, that it worked
Yes,
that way.
man. Brother Grub chase all those crazy
Ball it
boys
out
out
your
of town.
You was on fire, man. I tell you, unapologetically, man. He was expressing himself, from the core of him heart,
Yes.
and you know what I mean. So, Simone, based upon some of the things
Yes.
that you heard him express, give your views, expand on it if you can, if you want to.
Well, I just want to put a little spice into the thing, a little more spice in the pot.
Yeah.
I will read a section of the law that is causing much disquiet, and then we can take it from there.
Yes.
So, the Noise Abatement Act, in its most potent provision, says no person ought to sing, play a musical or noisy instrument, or operate or cause to be operated a loudspeaker, microphone, or device for the amplification of sound from any private premises or public place at any time of day or night, where the sound is audible within 100 meters of the source of that sound. And we know that many persons like to say words sound of power.
Like me,
Let us unpack this section.
I read it today, and I was wondering. Then I read the other section, right? When them say any time of day, like me will get up a morning time. Me I wonder say, but a morning time me get up and me sing loud, and no for my neighbor them not even me neighbor them not even there 100 meter from me, not even 10 meter. So. Yeah, me I tell you, and me say, but I will get up and make them liar, man.
So, help us here, Amara. Just in clear, non-metric language.
Yeah.
Point out 100 meters, because some of us
Wait, phone is up. You're just gone, so. Well, we don't know what happened, but it's like them don't want Anchor to come on, so but we're gonna go on. The struggle goes on. The struggle goes on and on and on.
Yes, I don't know what happened a while ago, but I was asking you.
Yes.
To point out for those of us who not gone metric yet, what 100 meters would translate to.
But me dare not think about it. You know what I mean? I think about it because me would have to go get some measurement, and go see, the whole metric thing and see where me I go wrong, because to me, my neighbor.
So that's the first hurdle.
Yes.
The question is, does the average person, does everyone appreciate what 100 meters is? Because you could be talking to people, you are using, the law is for everyone, and everyone don't have a concept of what it is saying. So we're going to see if we can correct a bit of that in the time we have. So when you are having your morning meditation and you are singing out, you have to have uppermost in your mind an awareness of what 100 meters amount to. Otherwise, you could run afoul of the law. You could be breaking the law. And that don't go well with meditation, eh?
That's what I'm saying, because when me chant loud still. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's serious. It's serious, you know.
It is serious. It is serious.
But I am saying, Simone, when I saw that, I see another section. I said, this kind of sound confusing. Because when me hear them say, any time of day, it really mean any time of day, or when it go to 2 p.m. That's what it said. Make sure me look on the app.
Don't get there yet.
We don't get down there yet.
No, the any time of the prohibition, the any time of the rule has to do with the distance that your audience should be away from you.
Let me read it. You read it already, but I'm going to read it again to make the people hear.
Yes. The 100 meters is the turning point, is the punchline for this.
No, but I want to think about this. In accordance with the law, no person ought to sing, play a musical or noisy instrument, or operate or cause to be operated a loudspeaker, microphone, or device for the amplification of sound from a private premises or public places at any time of day. Yes, grab me. At any time of day or night, where the sound is audible within 100 meters of the source of that sound. Any time of day, that is what grab me.
Yes. But you can't make that grab you alone. The 100 meters.
Yeah, but me I start about any time of day.
And that is what the law is saying. That it at any time of day, you don't have a license to hold at certain events. And at any time of day, if you are going to just sing out or play a musical instrument or make any sound that fall within this provision, and it can be heard to 100 meters away from you or the source of that sound, then the law is being breached. That is what it is saying. So if you go sing, you have to sing so that you cannot be heard up to 100 meters away. If you go play, right? If you're going to play a musical instrument for your enjoyment or your practicing, you must not be 100 meters away.
Simone.
If you're going to have a night and beat some drum to honor the memory of your honorable ancestor, it must not be audible within 100 meters away. That is what the provision is saying, or certainly seems to be saying.
Who these people who these people consulted when they formulated, who them consult when they formulate these laws, when draft these act? Who sit down and come up with anything?
There is a process before a law comes into play, and we're going to have a separate program to go through that.
Yes.
Because there's a lot to appreciate and to understand about that process. But we are looking at this provision, which
me
have the widest application. These have the widest application. And for us to understand it, we have to know how far 100 meters is from the source, and then we can put it in the right context. So suppose 100 meters, me no want embarrass myself with me mathematical impairment because my strong suit is in many other areas. But I was in the maths grade from primary school. She did name Beverly. But suppose not true. Beverly she did name her. Suppose 100 meters away is quarter mile.
Uh-huh.
Then it won't be as upsetting to know of this law as it would be if it just means next door. The person next door mustn't hear you. So that is why I started with wanting us to break down the 100 meters as simple as it seems. Anything to do with whether a provision like this come across as oppressive or not.
Because suppose singing, like for instance, me feel down and me get up and want to say, for ease my stress. I'm in neighbor decide tell them I will call the police because me just get up this morning for 20 minutes and I say, This makes sense.
They would be forbidden from, well, their case would not be made out if they are closer to you than 100 meters away.
If they
are 100 meters or more away and they are hearing you, then you have a problem. You're either going to turn it down in your vocal cord, or if you're using an instrument, you lower the volume or you abandon the activity. But it's much more than that, as the debate takes us into the realm of whether the Noise Abatement Act is to contain or curtail antisocial behavior. I've seen articles where Jamaica is described as the loudest country on the planet.
Yes, I was reading the same thing.
there are other contenders, there are other persons, other groups that take issue with the provision of the Noise Abatement Act. In some quarters, it is seen as not strong enough, as lacking in teeth.
Place like the United Kingdom.
To be more forceful. This is food for thought, because at least one songwriter sang the words, hit me with music when it hits the head.
True.
So looking at the provisions and looking at what is required of citizens and of persons within our environment who come within our laws, we have an opportunity to see if this is a strong piece of legislation that serves the common.
So, me I talk about any time of day, people will get up on Sunday and go to church, and some, when
I've heard the argument about churches, but we do different categories of have a license to hold an event between the hours of.
So church have a license?
No, what I'm saying is that the provision, there are certain main provisions under this legislation that tend to be highlighted.
Sure.
So there's a provision that sets out the
Mhm.
time period during which events can be held where the sound is a little louder,
Mhm.
but the time period is relevant.
True.
So on weekends, you can get a license to hold an event up to 2 a.m. the next morning
Mhm.
on Saturdays and Sundays.
Mhm.
So you can't be in breach of that during the week. It's up to midnight.
Mhm.
So if you go after midnight, between midnight and 6 a.m., you
Yeah.
would be in breach during the week.
Mhm.
If you go beyond 2 a.m. up to 6 a.m., you would be in breach on the weekend.
Mhm. And even
And that applies to persons who have a license to hold certain events.
yeah. And I see where even political party must end their meetings at midnight and can't go beyond midnight.
Yes. So that is across board. It doesn't say all churches can go on. Once it's church, you can go on after 2 a.m.
Mhm.
on Saturday and Sunday, or during the week, you can go on after midnight.
Yeah.
It is one law for all where that is concerned.
No, but you
So
see,
the license,
what
Yes,
I'm
sorry.
thinking about is the any time of day. And apart there,
yeah, that's for individuals who are not falling within the category of a license holder.
So I'm
You're
saying,
just
so the question
about
the question that me ask you now,
sound and noise.
the question me
Yes.
ask you, the pastor who is an individual, because theme voice alone you go hear them now. And when him a preach,
Sorry, I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing you.
you not hear me again? I want to go on here, so.
I hear you now.
All right, so I am saying the pastor who is an individual, and when him a preach, and when he say, and the Lord said, and he start to go on, right? And people maybe
If he can be heard
Mhm.
more 100 meters or more away,
Yeah.
he's in breach.
How would you
He's
say?
in breach.
So all
And the congregation would not say hallelujah.
but tell me something. I wonder if the church community read this act and know what is happening, because some of the people we are called people criminal according to the law. It means that you're committing an illegal acts on a Sunday, and the microphone, because me up on my yard and sometimes me hear several churches of, and pastors,
But are they 100 meters or more away?
well, maybe all more. Because it's sound, it's sound, and sound travels,
Well, there you have it. We are perhaps offending others left, right, and center, and we don't even realize it. But ignorance is an excuse.
No, but Simone, to put things in a practical way, see? Me look on, because I was looking on something earlier on today about 1972 Nice Abatement Act about the United States, and they were talking about equipment, machinery, airport where plane operate, and all of these things in the Noise Abatement Act. Our Noise Abatement Act come like it just set out to attack a particular group of people based upon how we look at
the law is neutral. I don't see any provision that one could look at and say it singled out any type of people. The provision
Mhm.
may be a problem,
Mhm.
but I was looking at it
Yeah.
because I've heard some arguments
True.
where, persons, different groups feel as if they are somehow disadvantaged
Mhm.
by some of the provisions, but it does not highlight any group or any particular activity associated with any group.
No, well, that is a thing. Sometimes when we look at things, it may not highlight a particular group, but covertly.
But I want us to marry it
Mhm.
to some of the points that were raised by
Grub Cooper.
by Grub earlier,
Yes.
because it does appear that one way to make this workable would be to have clear spaces
True.
where we have entertainment events.
Mm-hmm.
So we have room made for the entertainment industry.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't treat entertainment like toss salad in a plate of food where you just cut it on the side.
True.
Or you don't treat it like just the icing on the cake, but the whole cake.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So some of those points that he raised, and he would know, are well understood. Because if we are to take this to the most far-fetched point, we just have to become silent as a country. You are right. In many spaces, the noise goes beyond 100 meters,
Mm-hmm.
and on a consistent basis too.
Wow.
And it should with how our accommodation is set out. So people live everywhere. You don't really have a strict zone that you'd say, oh, this is strictly a commercial zone. This is strictly an entertainment zone. This is strictly a residential zone. We live where we live.
Mm-hmm.
And so you go in your shower, and if you drop your soap, your neighbor here.
True. Especially in some.
And if you sing,
yeah.
yes. If you sing at all, it might even shake the floorboards of them house.
Mm. And you better be careful that you're going with on your bed and make sure it's not too noisy.
We won't even get into that. That's probably why traditionally children were set aside to play on a summer stand. Because parents leave the home. Yeah. It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
So we have to look at our law to see if our law suit us. Just this week, for instance.
Yeah.
The whole debate emerged about car seat and so on.
Yes.
How many car seats?
Yes, I say, when gas and everything gone up and
So the laws must really reflect how we live, our routine. It's not about lawlessness, but it's also about suitability, our way of life, our culture that we hold so dear.
Yes.
Our culture that makes us world citizens
Mm-hmm.
of great regard and respect. We have to ensure that our laws are also culturally
Mm-hmm.
and socially relevant and sensitive.
Yeah. Simone,
So if we are a noisy set of people,
yeah.
then the laws should take that on board as well,
That
to
will
put controls, but to capture the Jamaican personality, which may be a little bit louder than the average personality.
then if we naturally, if we are innately noisy people, right? Just look at it that way. We're noisy. We love make noise because noise release a whole heap of thing from our system. And somebody decides to them I go farm a law. I'm putting it to you, Simone. Isn't that oppressive and a kind of suppression of people
But
expressing?
we don't have to look at it that way,
No,
like
me
it's
just-
suppression and suppression. We just revisit it and say, but this not suit we. So there's a process for this to be amended.
Mhm.
Let us activate that. Let us trigger that, because it's not one size fit all, and it doesn't say we can't benefit from other jurisdictions
Mhm.
and other models of legislation around the world,
Mhm.
because we want to keep pace with the modern world, etc.
Mhm.
But that doesn't mean that we can import wholesale what works in other places,
But this is the next.
because we may very well find that we create more lawbreakers, abiding citizens.
All right. This is the next question. You know, what if we want to consult with the lawmakers that this law not really suit with, but they bent and continue and not listening to the public? What will be the result of that? And that is one of the things. If you listen to Grub Cooper carefully, you know, is the
We would have to,
Mhm.
what persons can do is invoke the law amendment protocol. And as I say, we will need an entire program or two. to go
Okay.
through.
The law
that.
the law amendment
But it's-
protocol. There's
That's what I'm calling it. That's what I'm calling it. But there are protocols and
Mm.
procedures
mm-hmm,
for amending different laws.
mm-hmm,
And once you are not embarking on a change to entrenched provisions in the Constitution,
mm-hmm.
it doesn't have to be so difficult. The most difficult changes to come about touch and concern the Constitution,
Mm-hmm.
because there are certain provisions for our protection which
Mhm.
are very hard to change.
Yes. But some of the
So
the acts them that become a part of educators.
which are subject,
Mm-hmm.
the acts and the laws like this one that we discussed.
Yes.
To have changes made to it would be much easier than to say make some change to the
Constitution.
Constitution.
Okay.
And maybe there's no need to make a change to the Constitution, because if you look at the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedom,
Mm-hmm.
it covers a raft of rights.
Within the Constitution.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, all the rights plus the kitchen sink
Mhm.
are in that
Mm-hmm.
charter.
Mm-hmm.
So we wouldn't necessarily have to go there.
Mm-hmm.
But let's call it the individual acts and provisions and laws,
Mm-hmm.
like this one in question.
Mm-hmm.
We can cite things, we can look at it as a people or as different interest groups
Mm-hmm.
and say, okay, this is the challenge with this provision, or find ways to work around it.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at even the hours that you can have a license for entertainment. Maybe instead of having all night events, you have some day events that include the community rather than sticking to night events, because that's a habit, that's a tradition, that's culture. But cultural norms can also change. So that is one way to look at it. Maybe some mindset changes
Mm-hmm.
could take place so that the laws are demystified, and also the sting or the perceived sting of it can be minimized.
Yeah. There's something
yes.
there's something that I read earlier on today, and you know it me really anytime I see them thing, you know, my blood kind of boil, you know. Be it
Yes.
enacted by the Queen's most excellent majesty, by and with the advice of consent of the Senate and House of Representatives of Jamaica, and by the authority of the same as follow. And this is maybe what they call
That's
temporarily enactment of
that I believe had to do with the, let me look at it. That had to do with the maybe the states of emergency.
that
and
was it.
the COVID period.
2019. That this was
But,
2019. Yeah.
It's the what is giving you cause for pause is the language,
Mm-hmm.
and that is a vestige of our colonial past.
Yes.
The Constitution itself starts in those ways, and it refers to it tells you that Jamaica's constitution was approved in the UK, and that it came into being by virtue of the West India Act, West Indies Act of 1962, and also the Jamaica Independence Act of 1962.
Yes.
And these were passed in the UK Parliament. So until we get to that point where we change from this kind of monarchical Westminster style way of doing things, we are going to have this kind of language to contend with. That is why we still have the Governor General that represents the King now, His Majesty the King. And that is why every single bill that comes into law, including any amendments, has to have the royal assent, which is a royal stamp or royal approval in the person of the Governor General. So we have a chance now to think about the effect of even this kind of language on our psyche, on our mindset, on our self-esteem.
True.
These are some of the things we can really reflect on.
Yes.
But unless we change to some other model of government, yes, we have to contend with such language.
Yes.
We have to contend with it.
Yeah.
That is the formal version of our laws until we have a different system altogether. So all I can say to you at this point is, when you read words like that, just breathe and count to 10. Take a deep
I just hum.
hum like a violin.
Yeah. And make sure
hum like a harp.
And make sure that it don't go too far the distance of 100 meters.
But the good thing about it is that, notwithstanding all of that makes you bristle and give you cause for pause. It has in it, in chapter 3, the same constitution, the fundamental rights and freedoms, which are entrenched in the constitution. And that's a big deal.
Yes.
That's a really big deal, based on where we are coming from.
Yeah. Simone, you see, every time I talk pertaining to in one new kind of justice, You believe, say, at least at the secondary level in our education system, at least
I'm not hearing you. Sorry.
yeah, you hear me now?
Yes.
All right.
Much better.
Yeah, so I'm saying, do you think that at the secondary level, even at the secondary level, our students should have some knowledge of the laws or the constitution of the country?
We should have that knowledge from before the secondary level.
Wow.
Because we have in Jamaica Day, and the little babies dress up in their career suits.
Yes.
Who not dress like police, dress like nurse. Who not dress like judge, dress like pilot.
Ignorant to what is
So
happening.
they already have a sense of what they aspire to be.
Yes.
And when something dawned on me when Grub was talking about the
civics,
just the whole fallout and level of ignorance among our population when it comes down to civics. And you really cannot have a population that thinks about laws in the most positive way if we are not educated about laws, social responsibility, and what it really means to be a citizen of a country.
True.
And that is what civics does.
Yes.
In fact, we could take it a step further.
Yes.
Because since children are becoming more and more aware of themselves, positively and negatively at an earlier age, and some of them seem like them born with all tablet in them hand. And we can discuss that at another time.
True.
We really should be thinking about what does it take? What kind of knowledge does it take for a child who says, oh, I want to become a nurse, for argument's sake? What kind of knowledge does she or he need to maximize that opportunity?
Yeah.
So, what kind of laws, for instance? Yes, the Constitution applies to everybody, but what kind of laws the nurse should start learning about before she becomes nurse?
Yeah.
What kind of financial information she needs to prepare herself? What she needs to know about money before she makes that choice?
True.
What does she need to know about her culture before she makes that choice? Her community, where will the greatest be for her services?
True.
Before she makes that choice. There are so many categories of well-being that we could stand to be educated in before we even make a career choice.
Of course.
And the law is a big part of that puzzle.
Wow.
Because maybe if you knew the state of the laws before you even enter the entertainment space, you will become a better entertainer.
Of course.
A more savvy businessman.
Yes.
A greater voice for good.
Wow.
Because you know certain basic things and you know exactly where your niche can be.
True.
So I really appreciated the discussion earlier because it stimulated some ideas for me concerning us as a people.
Yes.
Where the laws are concerned and where our overall well-being is concerned. And that is part of a new kind of justice.
And when you look on even our national creed, we call it the national creed, we pledge, before God and all mankind, I pledge to be the love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my
and when
mind.
Children are sick.
Yes.
Them know say something powerful.
Yes. So
but at the same time, they need to be educated on a deeper level.
Of course.
For that to really blossom in their life.
Of course. And that's the new.
Not hearing you.
I am. You hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what the new kind of justice is about. You know what I mean? And we're on the verge of wrapping up now because it's almost 4, 2.
Not here, dear Almara.
I'm saying it's almost 5 p.m., so we are on the verge of wrapping up. And we are thankful for today's program, and thankful for your input, it is a
pleasure.
Every time we come, we say maybe we need a part 2 because we don't have enough time because we did supposed to continue.
Well, let's consider this an eternal conversation. So even if we don't call it part 2,
yes,
we're going to pick up along the way.
Along the way, because everything
we need to continue the intellectual property conversation we started.
Yes.
Continue on about happy country. We're going to have our time.
We're
going to have a chance
to
do all of that.
Of course.
So help I God.
So help I. I'm so happy to have you, my sister. Blessings and light, and we'll talk later. Yes, it's another community buzz, and as we say, we are here to entertain, and Grub Cooper and Simone Maddox, we thank them so much, for sharing their knowledge with us, and looking forward to be here next strong, with another in-depth and entertaining discussion. So we give thanks to the Primal Media. We see enough things are going over Primal, you know what I mean? Whole heap of things are going over there, the people them turn on. Yes, so we give thanks, Nehima, we give thanks, Joel, we give thanks to the entire Primal crew, and we give thanks to Julia and Fit FM and the whole Fit FM. I mean, great vibration that we are being the change that we want to see in the world. We are doing that. We're not just a run up our mouth, you know what I mean? Because we can't insult our ancestors who gave their lives for us to be full joy in all of this, you know what I mean? And that's why we are talking about a new kind of justice. That's why we are happy, to be in esteemed company of people like Grub Cooper and these people who can express themselves on the level. So it's another community buzz. Looking forward to see the item again next strong. Bless up, love and light. Imara out.
This is a Fit FM 96.7. Trelawny's Radio. Your life, your music.